Ashlyn, and I hope you're having a fantastic day today. I'm super excited to talk about the 9 ways that you can stop impulse buying. I know that impulse buying is a problem that a lot of us face, but I did just want to remind you that if you are new to this channel, I make videos twice a week about minimalism and intentional living, and if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, I would love it if you would do so below right now. Anyways guys, let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing that I really suggest that you do in trying to conquer impulse buying is to go into your life with a list of things that you want or things that you are thinking of buying. This isn't just restricted to clothes. I'm talking about everything that you would want to buy, with the exception maybe of like groceries and gas. Write it out, put it on a list, and when you do go shopping, stick to that list. By having itemized beforehand what you really want to bring into your life, it helps you to make a lot more intentional decisions once you get to the store. I've been doing this for quite some time now, keeping a list of clothing items that I would want to bring into my life at some point, also books and some zero waste items that I want to buy. And so now when I go shopping, when I go to the store, I'm not as tempted to buy things on a whim because I remember my list at home, and if the thing that I'm trying to buy isn't on my list, then it's a reminder. And I think that part of stopping impulse buying is about setting these little blocks in your steps so that you are forced to make your purchases more intentionally and to think through what you're buying more, because I think at the end of the day, the root of why we impulse buy is because we're not thinking about what we're buying. And so by having a list causes you to think ahead of time about what you want, and it keeps you accountable to what you want. And so definitely I suggest keeping it on your phone so that whenever you do go shopping, you can just pull that out, and if the item isn't on the list, then just leave it behind. So my second tip goes along with the first one, and it's to sit on your purchases for 24 hours to a month before buying them. Obviously, once again, with things like groceries and gas and toiletries, you don't necessarily need to do this. But if it's anything superfluous, something that's not an absolute necessity, definitely sit on that purchase. If you're thinking of buying a piece of clothing, I highly recommend waiting for a period of time before bringing it into your life. By giving yourself time to think about it and sit on it, sometimes by the end of that month-long period, you'll have kind of lost interest in the item, and that's when you realize that that would have been an impulse purchase if you had brought it into your life immediately. I've put things on my wish list before that I later just took off because I realized, that's not a necessity for me. That's not even something that I truly wanted. It was just something that I, thought that I liked in the moment. Okay, this third tip is to ask yourself questions. Ask yourself, do I love it? Is it versatile? Can I imagine several different instances where I would use this? By asking yourself questions and really thinking through the process of how useful will this be to me, how much of a purpose will it serve in my life, how much joy will this bring me, by really forcing yourself to evaluate those questions, you'll be able to determine its usefulness to you and whether or not it should be brought into your life. Tip number 4 is one that I know some people have a really hard time with, and this is something that I had to learn as well, and it took a bit of time, but it is such a useful skill, and it's getting used to walking out of a store empty-handed. If they don't have the item that you went in for, it doesn't check off the item in your list, then it's okay to walk out empty-handed. And I know that this goes against the grain of some people, where it feels like if they went in for a specific item, they have to leave with something. But get used to walking out of a store empty-handed, get used to walking out of a mall empty-handed, and come to peace with it. It's a really good skill to learn, and the more often you do it, the easier it becomes. And know that that's really best for you in the long run. Tip number 5 is to not buy things when you're emotional. Much like emotional eating, emotional shopping is kind of a coping mechanism for a lot of us. And when you're feeling emotional, binging with food or with shopping. Neither of those is healthy for you, and neither of those things will help you get to a good mental state. Instead, during those times, look to friends and family for support, and realistically know that shopping should be the last thing that you're doing. Okay, number 6 is to shop with the right people. Go to the store, or if you go to the mall, go to the mall with the right people who will encourage you to buy less and not more. I think we all have a friend who is great at talking people into buying things, and that's not the person that you want to go shopping with if you're trying to stop impulse buying. So be conscious of the people that you're surrounding yourself with, especially when you're in a shopping or buying environment, and know that when you are with those people, you will be tempted to buy more, and you probably will. So be conscious of that and go with the frugal people, go with the people who don't like spending tons of money, and go with the people who will help you to make intentional purchases. Okay, number 7 is to try doing a shopping ban. And you can restrict this to whatever you want. Maybe you want to say, I don't want to buy any home decor items, or I don't want to buy any clothing items, or I don't want to buy any non-necessities for a month, a week, a year, however long you want to make that decision for. I think it's a great idea to really just have an allotted time where you take a break completely from buying anything that isn't a necessity, and it kind of resets yourself in a way, kind of getting you out of that habit forcefully of buying things or of browsing or anything else like that. So definitely something that I would recommend, and yeah, try it out for yourself. See how a shopping ban works for you. Number 8 is to return things liberally. If we're honest with ourselves, a lot of us make the mistake of buying something impulsively and regretting our purchase afterwards. And regret is not productive. It really doesn't serve a useful purpose, and the best thing that you can do is to return the item. I think that this is the easiest way to reverse your mistake, but also to teach you your lesson for next time. And just make sure that you take it to heart if you do mess up, and it's not the end of the world. Move on. It's okay. This is a process. And my final tip is to be wary of sales and don't buy something just because it's cheap. How many of us will go into some of our favorite stores and, find this item that's on sale that maybe we never would have purchased otherwise, but because it's on sale and it's a cheaper price, we are suddenly tempted to purchase it. I think that it's really careful. I'm not saying not to ever buy anything on sale, but don't buy something just because it's on sale. If you've been looking at an item and it's been on your list for a month and suddenly it goes on sale and you want to bring it into your life at that point, sure, that's a responsible decision because it's something that you've thought through at that point. Make sure that if you're buying something on sale that it meets all of your other criteria. I think sales are great. They can really help us to save money. We just need to be conscious of them. Okay guys, well those are my 9 tips and tricks on how you can stop impulse buying. It is definitely something that is a process and takes a while. Let me know in the comments below if this is something that you struggle with or have struggled with in the past, and definitely be sure to share this video with anyone you think might get value from it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and remember that if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would love it if you would do so today. Well guys, you have a fantastic day today, and I'll see you in the next video.